The first 10. Rule protecting the creative threshold of the dawn. My friends, we have spent much time discussing the gate of sleep, that majestic entrance into the subconscious where the seed of desire is planted. But now, we must turn our attention to the return journey. We must speak of the moment the soul emerges from the deep, dripping with the creative waters of the infinite. We must speak of the first 10. Rule. You see, the first 10 minutes of your morning are the womb of the day. It is a sacred, liminal space where the veil between your world of shadows and the world of spirit is at its thinnest. In these precious moments, you are still vibrating with the power of the delta and theta states. You are a creative God, newly awakened in a world of form. But what does the average man do? The moment he opens his eyes, he commits spiritual treason. He reaches for that glowing screen, his phone. He invites the news, the emails, and the opinions of a frantic world to flood his mind. He allows the voice of Caesar to speak to him before he has spoken to himself. By doing this, he has surrendered his sovereignty. He has allowed the world to tell him who he is, poor, tired, stressed, or small, before he has had the chance to announce his own I am. In this 30-day program, we are ending this treason. We are going to protect the creative threshold. We are going to use the first 10 to speak our truth into the silence, ensuring that the day follows the command of the master, rather than the chaos of the crowd. The womb of the day, the alpha, theta bridge. You must understand the physiology of the dawn. When you first wake, your brain is not yet in the beta state of logical analytical thinking. It is transitioning through alpha and theta. This is the hypnopompic state. It is a state of high suggestibility. Your subconscious mind is like wet clay. During these first 10 minutes, anything you impress upon it now will set the frequency for the next 16 hours. If you reach for your phone and see a stressful headline, you are stamping the clay of your day with fear. You are telling your subconscious, today is a day of threat. But if you remain still, if you keep your eyes closed for a moment and breathe in the I am, you are commanding the clay. You are setting the mold. The first 10 is the foundational stone of your day. If the stone is crooked, the whole building will lean. But if the stone is plumb, with the level of abundance, the day must rise in perfect alignment with your desire. Protecting the threshold, the sentry of the soul, you must become a jailous sentry at the gate of your morning. You must realize that the world is always trying to seduce you back into its old stories of lack. The phone is the Trojan horse of the modern age. It brings the enemy's agenda directly into your bedroom. I tell you, do not touch the device. Do not look at the light of the screen. The screen is the anti-light. It blinds your internal vision. Instead, stay in the internal light. Use these 10 minutes to anchor yourself in your new identity. While you are still dripping with the creative power of sleep, announce your covenant. Speak to the silence. Tell the silence, I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am favored. I am the master of this day. When you speak into the threshold, the vibration carries more weight than 10,000 words spoken at noon. You are shielding your reality before the noises begins. Speaking the I am into the silence, there is a profound power in the morning silence. It is the silence of the void before the word was spoken. In the first 10, you are playing the role of the creator in the book of Genesis. You are hovering over the face of the deep of your own life. What will you say? Will you say, I have so much to do today, I am so tired? If you do, you have created a day of toil. Or will you say, I am walking in the path of miracles? If you say this, you have created a day of grace. You must realize that the I am is the name of God in action. When you say I am, you are invoking the infinite power to back your statement. In the first 10, the infinite is listening with absolute clarity. Use this time to claim your domain, claim your body as a temple of health, claim your wallet as a fountain of wealth, claim your mind as a center of peace. The law of selective attention, setting the filter. By protecting the creative threshold, you are setting your reticular activating system, the filter of your brain. You are giving your mind a search order. If you spend the first 10 in abundance, your mind will spend the rest of the day searching for evidence of abundance. It will find the open door you would have missed. It will hear the opportunity in a casual conversation. It will see the solution where others see the problem. You aren't making miracles happen. You are tuning your eyes to see the miracles that are already there. You are ordering your internal GPS to take you to the land of milk and honey, the sovereign stride of the first 10. Your morning affirmations should not be a list of demands. They should be a recognition of fact. You are not asking for a good day, you are decreeing it. As you sit on the edge of your bed, feel the sovereignty of your position. You are the only power in your world. The sun has risen because you are here to witness it. The air is in your lungs because you are the life of the world. Feel the weight. I am. Move from the bed to the floor with a sovereign stride. Do not shuffle like a servant, walk like a master. Even the way you brush your teeth should be a vibration of success. You are physicalizing the state from the very first moment. The 30-day morning covenant. I want you to make a covenant of the dawn for the next 30 days. The first minute, stay still. Do not open your eyes immediately. Feel the I am as a warm glow in your heart. The next 4 minutes, speak your directives. Use the present tense. I am radiant. I am wealthy. I am grateful. The final 5 minutes, visualize the end of your day. See yourself returning to bed tonight saying, what a day of wonders it has been. If you do this consistently, if you protect the threshold, you will find that your days start to behave differently. The chaos of the world will no longer stick to you. You will move through your hours with an internal shield. You have claimed the domain at the source. You have hijacked the day before it could hijack you. The world is a mirror. The dawn is the adjustment. Speak to the silence before the world speaks to you. The first 10 are the keys to the kingdom. Turn the lock. The mirror of divine recognition, beholding the image of the incorruptible. My friends, we come now to an act that most of you perform with a sense of dread or critique. You walk into your bathroom, you stand before that silvered glass, and you begin the litany of limitations. You look at the lines upon your face and you say age. You look at the tiredness in your eyes and you say fatigue. You look at the reflection of a man who hasn't yet reached his goals and you say failure. But I tell you, you are misusing the most powerful stargate in your home. We must speak of the mirror of divine recognition. When you stand before that glass tomorrow morning, I want you to perform a radical act of perception. Do not look at your features. Do not look at your skin. Do not look at your hair. Look through the eyes of the flesh and look directly at your presence. Look at the awareness that is looking back at you. You must affirm with a quiet audacity. I do not see a man struggling. I see the Spirit of God in operation. You see, the mirror is not a judge. It is a vibrational echo. If you look into it and recognize a God, the world must treat you as a God. If you look into it and recognize a victim, the world will provide the oppressor. By recognizing the divine within yourself, first thing in the morning, you harmonize your frequency with the world of miracles. You are no longer trying to be better because trying implies that you are currently not. Instead, you are acknowledging your inherent greatness. You are collapsing the distance between the you that you see and the I am that you are. The illusion of the fleshly mask. We have been conditioned from birth to believe that we are the mask. We believe we are the name on the birth certificate, the balance in the bank, and the reflection in the glass. But these are merely projections. The mirror shows you the effect, but it can never show you the cause unless you look with the eyes of faith. When you look in the mirror tomorrow, realize that you are looking at a temporary garment. The presence behind the eyes is the same presence that spoke the stars into existence. It is the I am. When you look at your reflection and affirm your divinity, you are instructing the mask to change. You are telling the molecular structure of your face to radiate health. You are telling the posture of your body to reflect wealth. You are refining the image by acknowledging the source. You are moving from self-consciousness to God consciousness, recognizing the I am behind the pupil. There is a point in the center of your eye, the pupil, that is a black hole of infinite potential. It is the window of the soul. When you look into your own eyes in the mirror, do not look at them. Look into them. Look for the watcher. Look for the one who has been with you since you were a child, the one who never ages, the one who never changes. That watcher is the Spirit of God. When you recognize that presence as your true self, you have performed a frequency harmonization. You have tuned yourself to the K of the infinite. You will feel a shift in your chest. A warmth will rise. You will realize that the problems of the man in the mirror are not the problems of the presence behind the eyes. The presence is always wealthy, is always whole. The presence is always joyful. By recognizing it, you invite it to flood the mask. You are claiming the inheritance by identifying with the Father, moving from petition to acknowledgement. Most people stand before the mirror and beg. They say, please, let me look better today. Please, let me find a way to pay the bills. This is the beggar's frequency. It is a confession of absence. But the mirror of divine recognition is about acknowledgement. Acknowledgement is the language of the Master. When you say, I see the Spirit of God in operation, you are not asking for a favor. You are stating a fact. You are observing the truth. And as we know from the quantum collapse, the observation determines the reality. If you observe yourself as divine, the universe is bound by its own law to provide a divine day. You aren't trying to manifest wealth. You are acknowledging that the source of all wealth is currently looking through your eyes. His struggle ends the moment the recognition begins. The aroma of inherent greatness. When you walk away from the mirror after this recognition, you should carry a new atmosphere. I call it the aroma of greatness. You should feel a density to your presence. You are no longer a wisp of a man blown about by the pinions of others. You are a solid reality. People will sense this. They will not see the Spirit of God with their eyes, but their subconscious will recognize it. They will treat you with unexplained respect. They will offer you unasked for opportunities. Why? Because you tuned the instrument. At the mirror, you set the tone for the day. You harmonized with the frequency of miracles. You have moved from seeking the world's approval to granting the world the privilege of your presence. This is the power of the sovereign. The 30-day mirror covenant. For the next 30 days, I want you to make the mirror your altar. The look stand still. Look directly into your own eyes. The command, say it out loud or in the silence of your heart. I see through the flesh. I behold the Spirit of God in operation. The feeling, feel the weight of that statement. Feel the relief that you don't have to do anything to be great. You already are. If you do this every morning for 30 days, you will break the spell of the struggling man. You will shatter the image of the limited self. You will find that your face starts to look different, clearer, brighter, more authoritative. You are transfiguring your flesh through the power of recognition. You are claiming your domain. The glass is dead. The presence is alive. Look past the face to the Father within. Recognition is the K. Miracles are the result, commanding the atmosphere of expectancy. The law of selective attention, my friends. We must now discuss the vibrational air. You breathe from the moment you step away from your mirror and move into the world of activity. We must speak of commanding the atmosphere of expectancy. You see, the great tragedy of the modern man is that he lives in a state of defense. He wakes up expecting trouble. He expects traffic. He expects difficult clients. He expects rising costs. And because he expects them, he is tuned to them. But I tell you, miracles do not happen to people who are surprised by them. Miracles are not accidents that drop from a fickle sky. They are the natural harvest of those who possess the expectancy of them. If a miracle surprises you, it means you did not truly believe it was yours by right. In this 30-day program, we are shifting from surprise to inevitability. You must start your day by decreeing, I move through an atmosphere of inevitable good. This is not a hope. This is the creation of a vibrational filter. You are using what science calls the law of selective attention. You are instructing your brain to scan the environment for good and to delete the bad. When you command this atmosphere, your mind begins to ignore the obstacles that once paralyzed you and begins to hyper-focus on the opportunities that were invisible to you yesterday. You are no longer looking for luck. You have ordered the world to reveal its hidden treasures to you. The science of the mental filter. Consider the reticular activating system, that gatekeeper in the base of your brain. Every second, millions of bits of data flood your senses. Your brain cannot process them all, so it filters them based on what you deem important. If you wake up in a state of worry, your RAS filters for threat. It sees the frown on the boss's face but misses the glimmer of interest In the client's eye, it sees the barrier, but misses the bridge. But when you command the atmosphere of expectancy, you are updating the filter. By affirming, I move through an atmosphere of inevitable good, you are giving the gatekeeper a new target. Suddenly, you hear a piece of information on the radio that is the answer to your problem. You notice a book on a shelf that contains the secret you were seeking. You bump into the exact person who can fund your project. These things were always there, but you were vibrationally blind to them. By expecting the good, you make the good visible. Moving through the field of favor, most people walk through the world feeling separate from it. They feel they are here, and the opportunity is there, and they must run to catch it. But when you occupy the atmosphere of expectancy, you realize that you are moving through a field of favor. You are like a magnet moving through iron filings. The filings do not wait to be found. They are pulled toward you by the vacuum of your expectation. When you walk into a room, don't walk in looking for a break. Walk in expecting the welcome. Affirm, the atmosphere of this room is charged with my success. When you sit down at your desk, affirm, every email I open is a carrier of good news. You are saturating the space around you with positive probability. You are commanding the quantum field to collapse in the best possible outcome because you refuse to entertain any other atmosphere. You are the master of the climate. The law of selective attention, deleting the obstacle. The world will try to present you with evidence of lack. The news will tell you of shortages. The colleague will tell you of difficulty. In the past, you accepted this evidence. You allowed it to cloud your atmosphere. But now you are a selective observer. When an obstacle appears, look through it. Do not argue with it. Do not resist it. Simply ignore it as a non-event. Say to yourself, this is not part of my atmosphere of inevitable good. Therefore, by withdrawing your attention, you withdraw the life force from the problem. The obstacle withers away because it has no vibrational soil to grow in. Meanwhile, because your attention is selected for good, the opportunities begin to bloom with supernatural speed. You have starved the weeds and watered the roses of your life. The aura of certainty. There is a physical sensation to this atmosphere of expectancy. It feels like a hum in the air around you. It feels like a confidence that is not arrogant, but quietly absolute. When you carry this aura, you change the behavior of others. People want to help you, though they don't know why. They want to be near you because your atmosphere feels safe and prosperous. You are broadcasting a signal that says, everything is working for me. And because the world is a mirror, it reflects that certainty back to you in the form of tangible results. You have preempted the day's negativity with your own sovereign command, setting the daily filter. I want you to make this your threshold ritual. As you prepare to leave your home, or as you sit down to begin your work, take 30 seconds to command the atmosphere. The breath, breathe in deeply, imagining you are inhaling liquid golden good. The decree, speak it with finality. I move through an atmosphere of inevitable good. My eyes are open to the treasures of this day. The expectancy, feel a tingle of exciting certainty. Look at the door as if a gift is waiting just on the other side. If you do this for 30 days, you will find that your life becomes a chain of miracles. You will find that you are luckier than everyone you know, but you will know it isn't luck. It is the law of selective attention. You had your brain to find the gold, and it is simply following orders. You have commanded the atmosphere, and the weather of your life has turned to eternal spring. The world is the screen. Your expectancy is the projector. Filter for the gold, and the dross will vanish. Expect the miracle, and the miracle will find you at every turn. The I am anchor of wealth, claiming the throne of infinite supply. My friends, we must now speak of the most misunderstood substance in the world of shadows. We must speak of wealth. You see, the world has taught you that wealth is something you get by going out into the marketplace and competing for a limited piece of the pie. It tells you that wealth is found in the external accumulation of paper and coins. But I tell you, wealth is not a getting. It is a morning decision. It is a state of consciousness that must be anchored within you before you ever engage with the world of Caesar. If you wait for the world to give you money so that you can feel wealthy, You are waiting for a mirror to smile at you before you smile at it. You must understand that the wealth of the world is an effect, and the I am of your mind is the cause. In this 30-day program, we are going to master the I am anchor of wealth. We are going to realize that before you spend a single cent in the 3D world, you must spend 1 million in your mind. You must become so saturated with the sense of riches that your internal atmosphere is heavy with the frequency of affluence. You must affirm with a quiet majesty, I am the center of an infinite flow of supply. When you anchor this truth in the morning, you create a vibrational gravity. When you walk out your front door, you do not walk as a seeker or a job hunter. You walk as if you own the street. And I promise you, the world has no choice but to agree with your self-valuation. It must reflect back to you the rank you have assigned to yourself. The morning decision mental spending. Most people wake up in a state of financial defense. They think about their bills. They think about their debt. They think about the cost of living. In doing so, they are spending their creative energy on lack. But you are a creative sovereign. I want you to practice the art of mental spending. Before you even leave your bed, I want you to distribute wealth in your imagination. See yourself funding your dreams. See yourself providing for your family with effortless ease. Buy the home you desire in your mind. Feel the texture of the keys. Smell the leather of the new car. You are spending from the infinite treasury of your own imagination. Why? Because the subconscious mind does not know the difference between a physical transaction and a mental experience. When you spend 1 million in your mind with a sense of reality, your nervous system accepts the state of being a millionaire. You have anchored the frequency. You have decided that you are wealthy, and the decision is the seed that must grow into the fact, the weight of abundance in the chest. There is a physical sensation to the anchor of wealth. It is not a flighty or hysteric excitement. It is a weight. It is the solidarity of the I am. Think of the feeling you would have if you had $10 million in your bank account right now. You wouldn't be jumping up and down all day. You would have a deep, settled calm. You would have a weight of security in your chest. As you affirm, I am the center of an infinite flow, I want you to feel that weight. Feel your heart center become heavy with gold. Feel your shoulders relax because the burden of survival has been lifted by your divine inheritance. You are current into your nervous you with a price tag. You do not flinch. You look at it from the way of your abundance, and you realize that your is greater than a daily. You are teed with your food, and therefore you can never be empty. Walking as the owner of the street. This is the most practical part of the morning ritual, the sovereign stride. When you walk out your front door, how do you walk? Do you walk with your head down, looking at the pavement? Do you hurry, as if you are losing time? This is the walk of the employee. I want you to walk as if you own the street. I want you to look at the tall buildings, the luxury cars, and the beautiful shops, and say to yourself, my father's house has many mansions, and I am the heir. This is not arrogance. It is recognition. You are claiming the domain. When you walk with the identity of an owner, you change the magnetic field around you. People will look at you and see a man of substance. Opportunities will gravitate toward you because you have the aroma of success. You have set your price in the morning, and the market of life is forced to pay it. The world must agree with your valuation. The world has no opinion of its own. It is a dead mirror. It can only nod in agreement with your internal decree. If you value yourself as cheap, the world will give you bargains and scraps. If you value yourself as priceless, the world will give you jewels. By using the I am anchor, you are forcing the world to agree with you. You are saying, I am not a seeker of wealth. I am the very center from which wealth flows. When you hold this valuation for 30 days, something miraculous happens. The hardened facts of your life begin to soften. The debts begin to dissolve. The income begins to increase from unexpected sources. Why? Because you anchored the cause, and the effect has no choice but to follow. The mirror must reflect the man who stands before it. If the man is rich in spirit, the world must become rich in form. The infinite flow vess, the fixed pot, The world believes in a fixed pot of money. It believes that if I have more, you must have less. This is the FM frequency of scarcity. But your I am anchor is tuned to the infinite flow. You are like a pipe connected to a reservoir that has no end. When you affirm your connection to this flow, you realize that you don't need to take from anyone. You simply need to open the valve. Your morning affirmations are the turning of the handle. You are allowing the infinite supply to move through your life. You are a conduit for the divine abundance. The more you spend in your mind, the more you open the valve. You are developing the capacity to receive. By the end of 30 days, you have expanded your plumbing to such an extent that great wealth is no longer a shock. It is a natural flow. The morning wealth decree. I want you to make this your financial foundation every single morning before you touch your phone or your wallet. The visualization. See a river of liquid gold flowing from the source into your heart. The decree. Speak it with regal authority. I am the center of an infinite flow of supply. Everything I touch turns to gold. My wealth is a blessing to the world. The anchor. Feel that weight in your chest. Anchor the feeling of it is done. Then walk out into the world. Do not look for money. Be the money. Walk with the sovereign stride. Treat every person you meet as a business partner in your infinite corporation. You have anchored the I am of wealth. The covenant is in effect. The treasury is open. The mind is the mint. The feeling is the currency. Spend the million in your mind and the world will pay you the dividend. The anchor is set. The flow is restored. You are the wealth. Inviting the bridge of incidents. Ordering the series of events. My friends, we come now to the most testing part of the spiritual walk. It is the part where the logical mind tries to interrogate the soul. You have claimed your I am. You have felt the weight of wealth. But then the intellect steps in and asks that fatal question, how? It asks, how will the money come? How will the body heal? How will the doors open? And I tell you, the moment you try to answer the how, you have disconnected the power. You have demoted yourself from the creator to the manager. We must speak of inviting the bridge of incidents. You must realize that when you affirm the end result in the morning, you are not just thinking, you are engineering a timeline. You are setting in motion a series of accidental meetings, random phone calls, and spontaneous ideas that are the only way to reach your goal. This is the ordering of the series of events. Your morning decree is the first domino. It is the initial impulse that carries within it the full logic of the finish. You must affirm with an unshakable boldness, I do not need to know how, I only need to know that it is done. By refusing to manage the middle, you release the infinite intelligence to build the bridge. You are not a bridge builder. You are a destination chooser. Once you have chosen the destination, in the first 10 minutes of your day, the bridge of incidents will construct itself beneath your feet as you walk. The mystery of the how. Why is the how so dangerous? Because your reasoning mind can only build a how based on what it already knows. It looks at your current education, your current contacts, and your current economy, and it says it is impossible. But the infinite mind has access to resources you cannot imagine. It can move a person from across the world to meet you in a coffee shop. It can cause a glitch in a system that turns in your favor. It can whisper an idea to a stranger that leads them to your door. When you try to figure it out, you limit the universe to your small understanding. You choke the quantum flow. But when you say, I do not need to know how, you are opening the floodgates. You are saying, I am ready for the miracle. You are ordering the end, and by the law of logic, the end must compel the means. The destination creates the journey. The bridge is invisible until it is crossed. The bridge of incidents is often a hidden path. To the observer, it looks like a series of coincidences. You miss a train, only to meet an old friend on the next one who has the job you wanted. You lose a client, only to find that the void they left is filled by a fortune. If you judged the bridge while you were on it, you would call it a disaster. You would say, it isn't working. But I tell you, you must trust the bridge. Everything, even the things that look like setbacks in our necessary bridge of incidents, the infinite intelligence is taking the shortest path to your desired end. Your only job is to stay in the stave. The finished fact. Do not look down at the water. Look forward to the shore. The series of events is already ordered. The first domino, the morning command. Every morning, you have the opportunity to push the first domino. Your word is the pressure that starts the chain reaction. If your word is one of lack, you have started a series of lack. If your word is it is done, you have started a series of fulfillment. This is quantum wave manipulation in action. You are weighting the probabilities. You are instructing the quantum field to collapse into the pattern of your success. You don't need to follow the dominoes to make sure they fall. The laws of physics will handle that. You only need to initiate the motion by affirming the end before you leave your bed. You have predetermined the harvest of the day. Recognizing the winks of the universe as you move through your day, you will see signs. These are the winks of the universe. They are the visible parts of the invisible bridge. A song on the radio that mentions your dream. A caller that reminds you of your goal. A post on social media that seems to speak directly to you. Do not treat these as coincidences. Treat them as confirmation. Say to yourself, there is the bridge. The dominoes are falling. It is moving toward me. This recognition strengthens your faith. It graces the gears of the manifestation machine. You are ordering the series with your acceptance. You are inviting the bridge to become solid. The law of non-interference. The hardest part of the 30-day covenant is the law of non-interference. Once you have ordered the end, you must stay out of the way. Do not try to help the law. Do not try to force the result. If you dig up the seed every 10 minutes to see if it is growing, you will kill it. If you check your bank account with anxiety every hour, you are stopping the dominoes. You must have the confidence of a man who has ordered a package from a trusted company. You know it is in the warehouse. You know it is on the truck. You know it is coming. You don't worry about the route the driver takes. You simply prepare the space for its arrival. This inner rest is the frequency that accelerates the bridge. The morning decree of the bridge. I want you to make this your vow of faith. Every single morning as you prepare to engage with the world, the vision, briefly see the finished result, the money in the bank, the healthy body, the happy home, the decreed, speak it with absolute surrender. I do not need to know how, I only need to know that it is done. I invite the bridge of incidents to lead me by a path I know not. The release, throw the wind into the infinite and echo, then go about your day. Do what your hand finds to do, but do it with the inner knowledge that a grand design is unfolding. You are the guest of honor at a banquet you have already ordered. The waiters are moving to serve you. Trust the series. Trust the bridge. Trust the I am, the house, the servant. What is the master? Order, the end, and the means will find a way. The bridge is building. The dominoes are falling. The result is inevitable. The healing radiance of the dawn, the resurrections of the flesh. My friends, we must now turn to the physical tabernacle in which you dwell. We have claimed the boardroom and we have commanded the wealth. But what is a kingdom if the king is too wary to sit upon the throne? We must speak of the healing radiance of the dawn. You see, most of the world wakes up and immediately begins a litany of complaint to their own flesh. They groan as they move. They acknowledge the ache in the back or the stiffness in the joints. They look at the calendar and they say, I am getting older. And in that very moment they have issued a decree of decay. But I tell you, your body is not a static object. It is a fluid expression of your consciousness. Your body follows your morning decree with the obedience of a faithful dog. In these first 10 minutes of the day, you must realize that you are the biological architect. You must affirm with a solar intensity. Every cell in my body is vibrating with the light of God. You are not wishing for health. You are resetting your biological clock to the frequency of youth and vitality. You are reaching into the chemical factory of the brain and ordering a fresh batch of the nectar of life. When you do this at the dawn, you are resurrecting your physical form from the sleep of the senses into the light of the presence, the breath of life, the golden mist. I want you to practice a sacred visualization as you lie in that state between sleep and waking. As you take your first conscious breaths, do not think of it as oxygen. Think of it as spirit in gas form. Imagine your breath as a golden mist, a shimmering, translucent vapor that is the very essence of the I Am. As you inhale, see this mist filling your lungs. See it crossing the bridge of the blood and traveling to every limb, every organ, and every microscopic cell. Feel it touching the mitochondria. Feel it illuminating the DNA. As this mist travels, it dissolves the stagnation of the previous day. It washes away the chemicals of stress. You are literally bathing your internal world in the light of God. By the time you exhale, you have transformed your internal atmosphere. You are no longer a collection of organs. You are a radiant field of vitality, resetting the biological clock. The world believes in that linearity of time. It believes that the body must wear out and break down. But in the know of the spirit, there is no age. There is only vibration. Your biological age is simply the sum total of the commands you have given your cells over the years. If you have commanded stress, you have aged. If you have commanded fear, you have decayed. But in the healing radiance of the dawn, you have the power to rewind the clock. When you affirm your cellular light, you are upregulating your genes. You are telling your body that the old program of getting older is being deleted. You are installing the blueprint of perfection. I tell you, if you persist in this for 30 days, people will ask you what product you are using on your skin. They will ask why your eyes are so bright. You will not tell them it is a cream. You will know it is the internal radiance that has saturated the flesh. You have reset the frequency of your existence to the eternal morning. The cell as a listener of the word. You must realize that your trillions of cells are intelligent listeners. They are like small children waiting for the parent to tell them how the day will go. If the parent wakes up rumpy and atchy, the cells slump in their duties. They produce inflammation and fatigue. But when the parent wakes up and decrees radiance, the stand at attention, they begin to repair with a supernatural speed. They purge the toxins. They harmonize with the organs around them. You are conducting a symphony of health. Every time you affirm, every cell in my body is vibrating with the light of God. You are striking the tuning fork for your entire biological system. You are ordering a state of ease that makes dis-ease impossible. The light is not a metaphor, it is the actual energy of your subatomic reality, healing the memory of illness. Many of you carry what I call the shadow of the diagnosis. You have been told by a doctor or by your own senses that you have a condition. This condition has become part of your identity. It is the first thing you think about in the morning. But in the 30-day covenant, we are abolishing the diagnosis. When you wake up, do not check the symptom. If you check the symptom, you are feeding the beast. Instead, check the radiance. Look past the sensation and look at the presence. Affirm me. The light of God is now dissolving every shadow in my form. You are starving the illness of attention and feeding the health with intention. You are overwriting the memory of illness with the presence of wholeness. You are biologicalizing the truth. The dawn is your permission to be new. The sensation of cellular joy. There is a specific sensation that comes when the body accepts the healing radiance. It is a tingle. It is a lightness in the chest. It is a sweetness in the breath. I want you to reach for that sensation of joy. As you lie in bed, smile with your whole body. Feel the toes smiling. Feel the liver smiling. Feel the brain smiling. This cellular joy is the chemical signature of health. It is the proof that the biological reset has occurred. When you move from your bed to the floor, do not move like a heavy weight. Move like a beam of light. You are carrying the radiance into the day. You are the walking resurrection. The morning healing decree. I want you to make this your biological foundation. Every single morning before you stand up. 1. The mist. Inhale deeply, seeing the golden vapor filling every corner of your body. 2. The decree. Speak it with absolute conviction. I am the radiant expression of God. Every cell in my body is now vibrating with eternal youth and perfect vitality. 3. The reset. Feel the clock in your DNA snapping back to the pattern of perfection. Then go about your day. Do not look for health. Be the health. Walk with the vigor of a God in form. Treat your body as a holy vessel that has just been refilled with the oil of joy. You have invoked the radiance. The shadows have no place to hide. The body is the mirror. The word is the light. Breathe in the gold and exile the old. The dawn is the resurrection of your cellular soul. Gemini said the non favor decree, bypassing the law of effort. My friends, we come now to the most radical departure from the reasoning mind that a man can take. We must speak of the nearned favor decree. You see, from the moment you were a child, the world has hammered a single limiting idea into your consciousness. It has told you that you must earn your way. It has told you that life is a ladder of merit. It has told you that if you want a reward, you must provide an equal amount of sweat. This is what I call the law of effort. It is the religion of the ego. It is the belief that I of myself do nothing unless I struggle. But I tell you, as long as you believe you must earn your miracles, you are limiting the infinite to the small wages of a servant. In this 30-day program, we are going to shatter the logic of the ego. We are going to bypass the struggle. We are going to believe in grace. You must start your day by canceling the debt of toil. You must affirm with a joyous audacity, today, I am a magnet for unfavor and unexpected miracles. This is the decree of the hare, and hare does not work for the state. He inherits it because of who he is. When you affirm you nearned favor, you are telling the quantum field that you are no longer playing the game of merit. You are opening the door for the impossible to happen. Sudden check that has no explanation, the random apology from an old enemy, the instant breakthrough that 10 years of hard work could not produce. You are ordering a life that is gifted, not gained. The prison of the earned life. Why is the belief in earning so dangerous? Because it is a measurement, and whatever you measure, you limit. If you believe you must earn $10,000, your reason will calculate exactly how many hours you must trade for it. It will calculate the difficulty. It will calculate the competition. You have trapped the infinite flow in the narrow pipe of your labor, but the spirit knows nothing of hours or trade. The spirit only knows expansion. When you move into the state of grace, you are saying, I am worthy of the best simply because I am. You are removing the price tag from your desires. You are decoupling income from your industry. You are acknowledging that the Father's good pleasure is to give you the kingdom. When you stop trying to deserve, you start being able to receive. The you-nearned favor decree is the get out of jail free card for the human soul, bypassing the law of effort. The reverse effort secret. There is a psychological mystery called the law of reverse effort. It states that when your imagination are in conflict, your imagination invariably wins. Most people desire wealth, but they imagine the hard work required to get it. The imagination of struggle creates more struggle. When you affirm and earn favor, you are aligning your imagination with ease. You are visualizing result without the burden. You are bypassing the resistance of the ego. This is not laziness. It is spiritual efficiency. You are allowing the infinite intelligence to take the path of least resistance. You are stepping off the treadmill and boarding the elevator. You are ordering the universe to do the heavy lifting while you maintain the state of grateful reception. The suddenness, the sign of you-earned favor is its suddenness. When you work for something, you see it coming from a long way off. You see the progress bar moving slowly. But when grace or breakthrough is instant, it is unexpected. It defies the current logic of your life. This is why you must expect miracles. You are tuning your reticular activating system to recognize the out of the blue opportunity. You are pre-approving the miracle. How many times has the universe tried to gift you something, but you rejected it because you felt you hadn't earned it? How many blessings have you blocked with your guilt? No more. In the 30-day covenant, you are a receptive vessel. You are expecting the unearned. You are ready for the windfall. You are open to the grace that transcends your history, breaking the logic of the ego. The ego will argue with this decree. It will say, this is irresponsible. This is wishful thinking. You have to be realistic. But I tell you, realism is the sage of the common man. The great ones of history did not live by realism. They lived by vision. When you affirm and earn favor, you are cleansing the internal accountant. You are phretic. You are moving into a higher dimension of causality. In this higher dimension, The effect does not need a physical cause. The cause is your assumption. If you assume you are favored, the world will invent reasons to favor you. The logic will follow the feeling. The ego will eventually find a way to explain your success, but you will know the truth. It was the decree of grace, aroma of the favored one. There is a specific presence to a person who expects unearned favor. They have a relaxed face. They have an open heart. They move through the world with a quiet confidence that says, the universe is my friend. This atmosphere is contagious. When you carry the unearned favor decree, people want to give to you. Lurks, managers give you promotions. Strangers give you directions and advice. You have activated the magnetism of grace. You are no longer plowing the hard ground of humanity. You are sailing on the current of divine good. You are favored because you have favored yourself. In the midnight boardroom, the morning decree of grace, I want you to make this your declaration of freedom every single morning as you prepare to engage with the world. 1. The relaxation, drop your shoulders. Release the tension of trying. 2. The decree, speak it with a smile of certainty. Today I am a magnet for unearned favor and unexpected miracles. I bypass the struggle. I receive the grace. It is my Father's good pleasure to give me the kingdom. 3. The expectancy, look at the clock or the door and think something wonderful that I didn't work for is about to happen. Then go about your day, do your work, but do it as a game, not a sentence. If a problem arises, say, I wonder how grace will solve this for me. If a delay happens, say, I wonder what unearned favor is being prepared in this silence. You have broken the law of effort. You have invoked the law of grace. The covenant is in effect. The miraculous are inbound. Effort is the path of the servant. Grace is the path of the Son. On your life, and the infinite will overfill it. The decree is issued. The logic is broken. The favor is yours. Blessing the enemies of progress. Turning obstacles into servants, my friends. We come now to a technique that will seem paradoxical to the natural man. We must speak of blessing the enemies of progress. You see, the average man wakes up and immediately begins to fight his day. He looks at his to-do list and feels overwhelmed. He looks at his problem list, the unpaid bills, the difficult conversations, the broken promises, and he hardens his heart against them. He views these things as barriers, as enemies that stand between him and his peace. But I tell you, as long as you resist a thing, you give it life. As long as you fight an obstacle, you are feeding it with your own vibrational energy. In this 30-day program, we are going to perform a spiritual alchemy. We are going to take the very things that seem to block you and we are going to convert them into the fuel for your success. In the morning, before you set foot into the world, I want you to look at your do list and your problem list and bless them. You must affirm with a calm authority, every obstacle is a servant of my success. You see, by blessing the problem, you are removing the resistance from your own mind. And when you remove the internal resistance, you automatically remove the friction from your day. You become vibrationally unstoppable because you have taken away the world's power to offend or disturb you. You are moving from a state of conflict to a state of command. The law of non-resistance, dissolving the friction. The Bible tells us to resist not evil. This is not a moral command. It is a psychological law. What you resist persists. When you wake up and dread a meeting or fear a debt, you are resisting it. You are clenching your mental muscles. This clenching creates friction in your quantum field. It makes the bridge of incidents rough and difficult to cross. But when you bless the enemy, when you look at the problem and say, thank you for serving my growth, the clenching stops. The friction vanishes. You are greasing the gears of your reality. You are allowing the infinite intelligence to rearrange the obstacle. By blessing the enemy, you are neutralizing its negative charge. You are transforming it from a wall into a doorway. You are winning the battle before it even begins by refusing to join the fight. The alchemy of the servant obstacle. You must realize that in a divinely ordered universe, nothing can happen against you. Everything happens for you. The enemy of progress is only an enemy because you have labeled it so. What if that difficult client is the one who forces you to refine your product to a gold standard? What if that delayed payment is the buffer that keeps you from making a premature investment? What if the obstacle is actually the servant in disguise? When you affirm, every obstacle is a servant of my success, you are calling out the hidden good in the situation. You are commanding the shadow to reveal its light. You are transmuting the dross of daily struggle into the gold of spiritual mastery. You are the alchemist of your own to-do list, removing the power to offend. The world can only hurt you if it can offend you. Offense is a vibrational signal that says, something outside of me is greater than the I am within me. Every time you get angry at a delay or frustrated by a person, you are demoting yourself. You are giving your sovereignty away to a circumstance. But when you start your morning by blessing everything that could potentially offend you, you are building an invisibility cloak around your peace. You are saying, I have already accepted this day in its entirety. Therefore, nothing can surprise me or derail me. You become vibrationally unstoppable because you have no surface area for negativity to cling to. You are slick with grace. You move through conflict like light moves through glass, unaffected, undiminished, and perfectly clear. The mental audit of the to-do list. I want you to practice a mental audit every morning. Look at your list. See the tasks that make you feel tight or anxious. Take each one and wrap it in a blessing. Say, I bless this meeting, it is a servant of my expansion. I bless this bill, it is a servant of my abundance. I bless this difficult person, they are a servant of my patience and power. As you bless them, feel the tightness in your solar plexus dissolve. Feel your breath become uneasy. You are clearing the path. You are removing the landmines from your tomorrow by diffusing them with love today. You are ordering your internal climate so that the external weather no longer matters, turning resistance into momentum. In the world of physics, resistance can be turned into heat and light. In the world of the sphere, obstacles can be turned into momentum. When you bless your enemies of progress, you are adjusting your sails. You are saying, whatever wind blows today, I will use it to reach my harbor. If the wind is against you, you will tack and use its force to zigzag toward your goal with greater speed. You are no longer a victim of the weather. You are the master of the vessel. You are vibrationally unstoppable because you have integrated the shadow. You have made the enemy your ally. The morning blessing ritual. I want you to make this your vibrational shield. Every single morning before you enter the arena of the world. 1. The review. Look at your list of challenges for the day. 2. The blessing. Point to each one and speak with serene confidence. I bless you. You are a servant of my success. You have no power to offend me. You are a plank in my bridge of incidents. 3. The feeling. Feel the friction leaving your body. Feel yourself becoming fluid and invincible. Then go into your day. When the problem arises, do not react. Smile. Remember your morning blessing. Say to yourself, here is my servant. I wonder how it will help me today. You have transformed the enemy. You have secured your progress. You are the king who has turned his opponents into his advisors. Fuel. Blessing is the ignition. 1. Fight your day and your day will work for you. The enemies are blessed. The path is clear. You are unstoppable. The sovereign stride, the physicalization of the I am. My friends, we come now to the moment where the word becomes flesh. We have spoken the decrees in the silence of the bed. We have recognized the divine in the silvered glass. We have blessed the obstacles of the day. But now, the door must open. You must step out from the sanctuary and into the marketplace. And this, I tell you, is where most seekers fail. They think spiritually in the dark, but they walk commonly in the light. They leave their power on the nightstand and walk out into the street as a victim of circumstance. No more. In this 30-day program, we are mastering the sovereign stride. This is the physicalization of the state. It is the moment you translate your internal authority into biological fact. As you take your very first steps out of your house, I want you to pause at the threshold. Feel the weight of your body. Feel the strength in your spine. And then, as you step onto the pavement, affirm with a heavy certainty, I walk on holy ground. You see, the ground is not holy because of a temple or a book. The ground is holy because you are walking upon it. You are the temple. You are the presence. And when you walk with this sovereign stride, you change your posture, you change your breathing, and you fundamentally change your influence on every soul you pass. People will look at you in the subway, in the office, and on the sidewalk, and they will wonder what you know. What you know, my friends, is that the world is your stage and you are the lead. The mystery of the physicalized state. There is a law in our world that the inner must eventually harden into the outer, but you can accelerate this process by acting as if. Most people wait to feel successful before they walk with confidence. They wait to be rich before they carry themselves with dignity. But that is the path of the shadow. The path of the light is to assume the physicality of the state before the evidence appears. When you affirm, I walk on holy ground, your shoulders naturally drop, your chest opens, your chin lifts. This is not arrogance, it is alignment. You are aligning your vertebrae with your vibration. You are telling your nervous system that the war is over and the victory is won. When you walk in this sovereign stride, you are broadcasting a signal of absolute safety and total supply. You are dressing your body in the garments of the soul, the holy ground, claiming the domain. What does it mean to walk on holy ground? It means that wherever you are, the source is. You are never searching for an opportunity. You are bringing the opportunity with you. If you walk into a bank, the bank becomes holy. If you walk into a hospital, the hospital becomes holy. You are the vibrational thermostat of your environment. You do not react to the mood of the room adjusts to the mood of your stride. When you step onto the street and recognize the ground as holy, you are claiming the domain. You are saying to the quantum field, this territory belongs to the I am. This psychological assertion makes you magnetically irresistible. You are no longer pleading with life to give you a break. You are commanding life to witness your glory. The sovereign stride and the influence of presence. Have you ever noticed how some people disappear in a crowd while others command the space without saying a word? This is the difference in their internal stride. When you walk with the knowledge that the world is your stage, you move with a certainty that hypnotizes the world around you. People will move out of your way. They will open doors for you. They would look at you with a sense of awe. They are not reacting to your clothes or your face. They are reacting to your certainty. You are radiating the fact that you are the lead actor in this divine play. When you walk as the sovereign, the extras in your life, the strangers and the casual acquaintances unconsciously begin to play their parts to support your script. Your stride is your director's baton, breathing the air of the kingdom. Your breathing is the metronome of your state. The struggling man breathes shallow and fast. He is starving for air, just as he is starving for money. But the sovereign breathes deep and slow. As you take your sovereign stride, sync your breath with your steps. Affirm with every inhale, I am. Affirm with every exhale. You are breathing the air of the kingdom. You are oxygenating your manifestation. This deep, rhythmic breath tells your brain that you are in control. It shuts down the survival instinct and activates the creative intuition. You become cookie of battle, headed in battle. You become graceful under pressure. Your breathing becomes engine of your inevitability. The stage and the lead actor. I want you to look at the world today as a stage set. The buildings are props. The clouds are lighting. The people are co-stars. And you are the lead. When you walk with the sovereign stride, you are accepting your role. You are saying, this day was written for my success. This script was designed for my triumph. If a problem occurs, treat it as a plot twist that makes the ending more satisfying. Do not fall out of character. The lead actor does not panic when the villain appears. He knows the author has already written the victory. Stay in the physicality of the winner. Walk with the grace of one who has already read the last page. The sovereign stride. Practice. I want you to make this your transition ritual. Every time you move from one space to another. 1. The threshold. Pause at the door. Straighten your internal crown. 2. The step. Take the first step and feel the firmness of the holy ground. 3. The affirmation. Say it internally with finality. I walk on holy ground. The world is my stage. I am the lead guide. 4. The scan. Look around and acknowledge the props and the tile stars with a royal smile. If you do this for 30 days, you will physically transform. Your body language will become magnetically powerful. You will command attention without demanding it. You will find that you no longer hurry, yet you are always on time. You no longer push, yet everything moves for you. You have physicalized the state of sovereignty. You are the king or queen walking through your own territory. The ground is neutral. Your stride is power. Walk as if the whole world is waiting for your next move. The stage is set. The lid has arrived. The show is yours. The evening reflection premise living the sunset at sunrise. My friends, we arrive now at the final seal of the morning ritual, the master stroke that binds the beginning to the end. We must speak of the evening reflection premise. You see, the common man lives his day in a linear trap. He waits for the evening to come so he can judge if the day was good or bad. He is a reactionary. If the bank called, it was a bad day. If the sun shone, it was a good day. But I tell you, you are not a victim of time. You are the architect of the circle. To truly master your reality, you must perform the great reversal. You must finish your morning affirmations by looking at the end of the day. You must affirm, with a heart overflowing with certainty, I am so grateful for this day of wonders. This is what I call pre-living, the sunset at sunrise. You are reaching across the hours, reaching across the space-time of your appointments and tasks, and you are collapsing the day into a finished victory. By thanking the infinite for the day before it has even happened, you lock the day into a pattern of success. You are no longer hoping things go well. You are remembering that they already have. You are ordering the harvest before you have even walked into the field. This is the covenant of completion, the law of the finished fact. In the world of spirit, there is no future. There is only the now. When you stand in the morning and give thanks for a day of wonders, you are not predicting the future. You are invoking the now. You are telling your subconscious mind that the day is already a finished fact. When the subconscious accepts a thing as finished, it goes to work with mathematical precision to make the outer world match the inner feeling. It will rearrange the atoms of your day to ensure that the wonders you thank God for actually manifest. You are setting the destination in the spiritual GPS because you have already arrived at the evening in your imagination. The physical body has no choice but to follow the coordinate. You have captured the day before it could escape into chaos. The gratitude of the victor. Why must we use gratitude? Because gratitude is the vibrational signature of possession. You do not thank someone for something you hope to get. You thank them for something you have received. When you affirm, I am so grateful, at 8 in the morning you are broadcasting a signal of absolute ownership. You are telling the universe that the wonders are already in your hands. This frequency of gratitude acts as a tractor beam. It pulls the events of the day into alignment with your thankfulness. If you start the day in gratitude, the day must provide something to be grateful for. It is a symmetric law. You are weighting the dice of reality. You are paying for your joy with the currency of your faith. The loop of the eternal day. I want you to visualize your day not as a straight line leading into an unknown dark, but as a perfect loop. By pre-living the evening, you are connecting the tail to the head. You are creating a vibrational circuit. When the circuit is closed, the power flows. If you leave the day open, if you walk out wondering what might happen, you are leaking energy. You are vibrationally weak. But when you close the loop in the morning by assuming the end, you become a stationary power. You move through the hours with a sacred smile because you have already seen the ending. You have already read the last page of the day's script, and it ends in triumph. This inner knowing makes you fearless. It makes you radiant. It makes you inevitably successful. Ordering the wonders. What are these wonders? Do not be specific unless you are moved to be. By using the word wonders, you are giving the infinite intelligence the freedom to surprise you with grace that exceeds your logic. A wonder might be a new idea. It might be an unexpected check. It might be a healing conversation. It might be a sudden clarity. When you affirm a day of wonders, you are ordering the premium package from the universe. You are saying, I am ready for the extraordinary. You are stretching your capacity to receive. You are upgrading your day from ordinary survival to divine adventure. You have set the bar at the level of the miraculous, and infinite loves to meet the mark. The memory of the future. I want you to practice the art of remembering the future. In those final moments of your morning ritual, close your eyes and remember your evening reflection. 1. The vision. See yourself sitting in your favorite chair or lying in bed at the end of the day. 2. The feeling. Feel that sigh of relief. Feel the genuine smile on your face. 3. The words. Hear yourself whispering, "Thank you. That was truly a day of wonders. It was better than I imagined." By remembering this scene in the morning, you are establishing it in the quantum field as a memory, and as we know, the subconscious will move heaven and earth to verify its memories. You are memorializing your victory before you have even fought the battle. You are claiming the prize at the starting line. This is the evening reflection premise. It is the seal of the master, the 30-day morning climax. For the next 30 days, let this be your final morning command. After you have anchored your wealth and recognized your divinity, the breath, take a deep, finalizing breath. The decree, speak it with joyous finality. I am so grateful for this day of wonders. My success is already recorded. My joy is already complete. It is done. The release is step out into the world, not as one looking for wonders, but as one walking through them. When you do this, you will find that the anxiety of the day evaporates. You will find that you no longer check the time with stress. You have assured the end, and therefore the means are secured. You are living the sunset of your struggle and the sunrise of your glory. You have closed the loop. You have signed the covenant. The beginning and the end are one. Give thanks before the sun hits the soil. The day is locked. The wonders are ordered. The victory is yours.